Let's make some lasagna. Hello everybody, it's Becky from Keat's Kitchen, and today I'm going to show you what's for dinner. Here's another great recipe from my grandma Keat. This is lasagna. It's so good. So I'm gonna do an overview of all the ingredients, and then I'll start assembling things and we'll get cooking. So I'm starting off with a pot to cook my hamburger in first. 1 jar of old world style ragu, 1 14.5 ounce can of petite diced tomatoes, some tomato paste. I won't be using the whole can, probably just a couple of tablespoons, some sugar, Italian seasoning, parsley, and some basil, 1 yellow onion, 1 24-ounce container of small curd cottage cheese, and the same of a smaller container, 16-ounce container. So those right there. 2 pounds of ground beef, and I use the Barilla Oven ready lasagna noodles, and then some Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella cheese, and I'm using about 4 of these packets. They each come to about 2 cups a piece, and then 3 eggs. So this is everything you need. Oh, and a nice pan to bake it in. Okay, I'll be back and start assembling everything. I have my hamburger in the pot here, and I'm going to add my chopped onion and fry the onion and the hamburger together. And I'm going to cook this till it's nice and brown. I'm going to caramelize it a little bit. I am going to sprinkle just a little bit of garlic salt on top of the meat and onions. I didn't mention this in the beginning, but a little bit of garlic salt, and I'm gonna let that get cooking down. While the meat is cooking, and it'll take a few minutes, I'm going to make my cheese mixture. So I'm going to dump both containers of cottage cheese in a large bowl. Then I'm going to add my eggs, and I have scrambled all 3 in a bowl. So, adding my eggs. Mix this up really well. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of parsley. And then 1 teaspoon of Italian herbs. I'm going to kind of make this heaping just a bit. And mix these seasonings together really well. Okay, and now I'm going to add 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese into my cheese mixture. And then my mozzarella cheese, I'm just going to add a handful into the cheese mixture here. The rest of the cheese will be used for the layering. So just mix this together, and then once it's mixed, I'm going to set it aside and come back to my meat that's cooking. The meat is still cooking, but I forgot an ingredient. I forget it every time, but I do redeem myself when I remember. So I have 2 small garlic cloves, and I'm going to mince those into the meat mixture once everything is mixed in and incorporated. I don't want it to cook in there very long because it will burn it. So 2 small garlic cloves. I have my meat mixture browned to where I'd like it. It's pretty browned. And it makes your meat taste really good when you brown it a bit. I believe it's a caramelizing effect. So anyway, I'm turning my heat down, and to this I'm adding 1 full jar of the Ragu, and then 1 full can of petite diced tomatoes. Ooh, that got me right between the eyes. And stir this up really well. Also, I wanted to tell you that there was a little bit of fat on the hamburger after I cooked it down, so I did put it in a colander in the sink and drained it and rinsed it off with hot water because I don't want fat floating around the layers of my lasagna. And then 2 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of tomato paste. So that's probably it actually probably comes out to almost 3, but I like the tomato paste in there. I think it gives it a little bit more. I like a little bit more paste in there. I think it gives it just a little bit more kick and flavor. Mix that up real well. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. Not a lot. This just enhances the flavor. My little grandma used regular sugar and brown sugar quite a bit in her cooking. To this meat mixture, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of basil leaves. All right, I have my meat mixture ready and together, so now I'm going to add 2 minced garlic cloves. And there's, by the way, small garlic cloves. So you can do 2 small or 1 large. All right, I'm ready to assemble the lasagna. So my glass pan here, I'm just going to spray it with cooking oil pretty generously. And then I'm going to take my Barilla Oven ready noodles, put them down in a pan. Okay, now I've got those down in the pan, and I'm going to start layering, and I'm going to start with my cheese mixture. And put 1 layer of the cheese mixture. I have a layer of the cheese mixture on top of the first layer of noodles, and now I'm going to do a layer of the meat mixture. I have a layer of the meat mixture down now. So now I'm going to add the cheese, and feel free to be generous with the cheese. That's what makes this recipe so good. Like I said, I have 4 packets of this mozzarella cheese that comes to about 2 cups each. All right. We have got 1 layer accomplished, so I'm going to repeat it again. Add another layer of noodles. I'm going to break one in half. Cover up the spaces there. Once again with the cheese mixture. And then one more layer of the meat sauce. This is full, so I'll be putting this on a baking sheet because when it bakes, it will flow over and get all bubbly. Ooh, but it is a good recipe. I hope y'all can make this. And then the last round of cheese. Like I said, you can be very, very generous with this. I did put my lasagna pan on a baking sheet because this is full. Oh my, is it good? And then more cheese. My family loves the cheese. And this is my husband's favorite dish of all time. I really love to thank my little grandma for passing this on. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit, and then I am going to put it in the oven at 350 and bake for about 30 to 45 minutes. Just kind of keep an eye on it and watch when it gets nice and bubbly. And then I'll be back. And that is going in the oven at 350 from anywhere to 30 to 45 minutes. Oh, look at that. It's been baking for 45 minutes. I let it go a little longer so the cheese could get a little bit crispier on top. So I'm going to take this out and let it rest for just a little bit. And here is my beautiful pan of lasagna. It's still cooling, so in the next little bit we're going to be having dinner, and I'll cut into this and get a nice picture for you. And the lasagna's done. We're getting ready for dinner. Anyway, it kind of fell apart taking it out, but it's so delicious and so good. And then it'll be even better tomorrow after it sits in the fridge and all the juices settle in, and it'll be nice and set up. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful day. And I love you all, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.